The breaking news coming in. Karnataka state government has decided to appeal the High Court decision giving Jayalalithaa a clean chit in the disproportionate assets case. Remember, it was in fact the Karnataka High Court decision that led to Jayalalithaa being re-elected once again as Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. And after a self-imposed exile of a couple of months, in fact, Jayalalithaa faced the public as she took over the reins back again from Paneer Selvam, the person, in fact, she had entrusted the chief ministership with while Rohini Swami, my colleague, in fact, joins us on the phone line. Rohini, this was, of course, being debated whether they should go in for an appeal or not. What is the legal timeline now looking like?
Well, as of now, what we have given to understand by the Law Minister of Karnataka, Mr. T.V. Jayachandra, is that all parties were discussing whether the appeal should take place concur to the point that, yes, they should go and appeal to the Supreme Court against the decision of the acquittal Jayalalithaa, who as of now has assumed the position of Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, because there were a lot, when the decision came, there were a lot of details and a lot of discussion that took place in terms of the discrepancies that possibly could be in the order that was given. And based on that, they had the legal department of the Karnataka and the legal secretary of the Karnataka government took some time, and now they have decided based on certain points that they will go ahead appeal against the acquittal of Jayalalithaa in the Supreme Court.
What is really the Tamil Nadu government possibly, does it have anything to do here? Because as far as we understand the legal implications really that it was the Karnataka government which had to take this call.
Absolutely, because what happened was, first of all, the case was shifted out of Tamil Nadu to Karnataka, saying that possibly there could be, this decision could have been influenced. And once the decision is out, it is the Supreme Court that had actually instructed the Karnataka government first to appoint a special public prosecutor, because the existing SPP at that time, Bharani Singh, they said his appointment was null and void, after which P.V. Acharya, a special public prosecutor, was appointed. He was just given a day's time to file his reply, after which the judgment came out and saw that Jayalalithaa was acquitted by Justice Manjunath. Now what is going to be Justice Kumaraswamy, pardon me. And now what we are given to understand is that the decision has been given by the Supreme Court to the Karnataka government to go ahead whether they feel or not, which has been taken by the Karnataka government.
Well, also T.S. Sudhir, editor South, now joins us on the phone line. Sudhir, really, what is the political implication of this decision now? With Jayalalithaa, in fact, she took oath as the chief minister only a few days back. What do you see as the political implications, possibly once that the court order will be challenged again?
Well, what this decision to go and appeal to the Supreme Court will mean is that the Congress and the DMK and all the opposition parties in Tamil Nadu will be able to convey the impression that the Democratic vote still hangs over Jayalalitha's head. Jayalalithaa and the AIDMK over the last week, 10 days, have been trying to convey the impression that she is acquitted in the Karnataka High Court and therefore everything is hunky-dory, and therefore she is back as Chief Minister. She will be contesting in the by-election from Chennai on the 27th of June, and they believe that she is already, in a sense, started the election campaign for 2016. This decision to go and appeal to the Supreme Court will sow the seeds of doubt in the minds of the voter whether whether she will manage to come out clean once again in the Supreme Court, just like in the Karnataka High Court, or whether things will go the way of the trial court in Bengaluru, which actually had convicted her and sent her to prison for 4 years. So the Congress deciding to take a political decision, go and appeal to the Supreme Court, because remember, even the Congress questions were being raised to the Congress if it did not go in appeal, whether they were actually supporting someone who was convicted by a lower court in Karnataka.
But Sudhir, also, the way we saw that heavy turnout, in fact, to greet Amma, as she is known in Tamil Nadu, when she was re-elected as a chief minister, if the Congress thinks, if the opposition strategy is basically to sow some seeds of doubt, as you mentioned, but perhaps Jayalalithaa would have also foreseen this possibility.
Well, the Congress, in a sense, had nothing to lose from this particular decision to go in appeal to the Supreme Court, because it was the BJP which was growing close to Jayalalithaa, and the Congress really had to do business only with the DMK. So there was a school of thought within the Congress in Tamil Nadu that perhaps by going soft on Jayalalithaa, they could possibly do some kind of business, electoral political business with Jayalalithaa in Tamil Nadu. But that's certainly not happening, and therefore that makes the decision of the Congress that much more easier than that it will go and appeal to the Supreme Court. Also, as I said, questions were being raised to the Congress both in Karnataka as well as in Delhi, whether they should not go in appeal to the Supreme Court, what kind of impression it will send to people across the country. So in that sense, a political decision taken by the Congress, and as far as Tamil Nadu and Jayalalithaa is concerned, and AIADMK are concerned, the AIADMK will continue to put up a brave face, saying that it is a political conspiracy hatched by the likes of Subramanian Swamy earlier in the Janata Party and the DMK, and now the Congress also supporting them by going in appeal to the Supreme Court.
So, do you any way also see this impacting perhaps the relationship between the two neighboring states?
No, in the sense that when, of course, the trial court had given the order, there were tensions across the border. The judge in the lower court was labelled as some kind of a villain of the peace. But the same Karnataka High Court under C.R. Kumaraswamy had actually given a verdict in favour of Jayalalithaa, and he's seen and portrayed and projected as a major hero by the AIADMK camp. So hopefully it should not lead to any kind of tensions between Karnataka and Congress, but essentially as a political decision that has been taken by the Congress leadership, both in Karnataka and in New Delhi, that they will go in appeal to the Supreme Court against Jayalalithaa in the disproportionate assets case.
And finally, Sudhir, now that the Karnataka cabinet has decided to go in for appeal, when are we expecting this to happen really?
Well, we don't know whether the Supreme Court will decide to fast-track this case, just like it did in the case of the Karnataka High Court, where it actually set deadline for the High Court to deliver its verdict. But the Supreme Court does the same. That remains a million-dollar question. But yes, if it does come before the Assembly elections in April-May 2016, that would become a major issue as far as the politics of Tamil Nadu is concerned. So in that sense, the date and the timing of the verdict is going to be extremely important for Tamil Nadu.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, T.S. Sudhir, for joining us, as well as Rohini Swamy with all those updates and perspective. Remember, Jayalalithaa, in fact, who once again took over the reins of Chief Ministership just very recently. So the legal problems here not ending for her, with the Karnataka government and the state cabinet now deciding to appeal that acquittal by High Court in that disproportionate assets case.